What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm George.
Stav.
Today we're in the wide body car for the very first time. Literally the day after the dyno, and I am taking Stav on a drive so you can feel what real power feels like instead of that 12 valve that he kind of lunks around that boat anchor.
You driving?
Yeah, I'm driving.
Help me.
So we're gonna go through all the bits and what I do, guys, what it sounds like, what it feels like, maybe even some launching. We'll practice launch control. That probably still has to get fine-tuned, but we're gonna have some fun today, guys. But this is just for you guys to listen, have some fun. We love the reaction and the participation on the last video on the comments. It wasn't clickbait, I promise. We were just trolling a couple of bottom feeders from the Audi community to make them think that maybe something happened and then yank the happiness right out of their hands. But anyway, that stuff aside, back to business, guys. We want to have some fun. We want to go and showcase the 24 valve to you guys and have some fun. So let's see what it's like.
Does this car start?
It starts, man. I don't know why you're talking all that. So you got to listen for it. It's a low end and then high end.
Oh, wow.
It started.
Wow.
You're such a jerk. We're gonna take a little time travel trip all the way to El Mexico.
Hey, you're gonna put the brake all the way down, George.
Shut up.
He's not doing bad for his first time driving stick.
I'm probably gonna edit that out. Wide body was on base mapping. Turbo Joe did it in like 20 minutes for me to drive the car and then for us to kind of like feel the car out and find issues, you know, leaks or anything like that, even though we did have that coolant issue on the dyno, and that's something that we missed. But I mean, this is part of the process. Now that the car's making double the power that it was making before, we're just above 754 wheel on E85, technically E70 out of the pump. Now we're shaking the car down again, driving it around, checking her out. We're gonna do some launch control once we get into like a really private area of Mexico, see what the car feels like, see if we break anything, you know, see if anything clunks. I'm gonna make sure that the car is still solid because we still need to drive. Still need to drive and still need to feel the car out. So the brakes, we're gonna have to take a look at the brakes. Got a little shuddering on the braking at the higher speeds. You know, the car sat for God knows how many years, and then the previous owner took it to a shop and sat there for a year, and then it broke down driving home. So then I got it, yanked everything out, bought it from the client, and then it was sitting for the last year and a half with me. So the car has literally almost no mileage aside from the mileage that I was putting on the car on base mapping with the VR. So I'm sure the brakes need to be looked at. Yeah, it feels like the brakes need to get bled. You feel that? It's like a shudder. See that? The chassis needs to get looked at. The subframe bushings are probably worn as hell. Javadero 34 sent over a couple sets for me and Stavros' car. Oops, I missed the gear. So she wants to go, and I'm like, I'm still trying to learn how to drive this car all over again. And I won't lie to you, driving the RS3, it spoils you because you got the paddle shifters right there. Here you got to keep an eye on the RPM, you got to shift between gears, and it's a new clutch setup that I never had before. So this is Chris Green's old carbon on carbon setup that he had in his drag race car, and then all I did was replace the discs to save a little bit of money. The clutch is naturally, I bet $5 grand. I got the clutch for a good price, bought the discs new from Tilton, and ended up saving a good 30-40%. I probably should have built up a little bit more boost on the rolling anti-lag.
Still learning it. I mean, you haven't stalled out yet, so that's pretty good.
Shut up. So this car is a handful, and it gets really squirrely and nasty, especially on the lower gears and acceleration. Now Turbo Joe did dumb it down a little bit, so we're not exactly at 750 wheel. It's at 754 wheel on the dyno. We're approximately 96-97% duty cycle on the injector. So he didn't want to run it that high all the time. So we're gonna have to upgrade injectors, go from 1400 cc to 2000, and I think I'm gonna have to throw in another brushless pump. Now, the manufacturer of the pump kit said that the pump was able to handle 800 plus wheel. We're almost about there and we're at a pump, so about 750 wheel on a Mustang dyno. If you think about what that number equates to, I don't know, 840, 850 on a dyno jet. So technically the manufacturer has come through with the power claims that this one brushless pump can handle. However, we need more fuel. So I'll be installing another brushless pump, upgrading to 2000 cc injectors, and heading back to the dyno so we can get more power. We are running a large GTX 4502 on this, so it needs a lot to spool, and I need to keep the power band in the high RPM. I can't do that without the right amount of fuel, and especially if I want to be on E85. And for those of you asking, why do I want to be on E85? Why don't I go with race fuel? You can make more power with less, and it's true. C16, race fuel, all this jazz, I can make a lot of power, but it costs $10 to $15 a gallon, and it's really expensive, guys, and it's not practical for the amount of driving I'll do for the car. And also E85 brings so many benefits. Cooler explosion when it comes to the combustion chamber, better knock resistance, and now we actually have it local here, literally 5 minutes away from the house. So it doesn't make any sense why I wouldn't go E85. So I'm gonna upgrade the fueling system so I can accommodate more fuel, and that's just the reality of the build and what I'm gonna have to do. God, it sounds so good. You know what? I missed the gear.
You missed again.
I did that on purpose to see if he would pay attention.
I'm paying attention every time you mess up.
So I'm actually delaying the shifts because I'm still trying to get a handle on the car. So if the shifts sound, let's say, slow, it's technically my fault. It's not the car. I'm still trying to learn how to drive this car again, guys, and I won't lie to you, it is a handful. Let's see if we can get you guys some launch control sounds. Let's see if we can actually spin the tires a little bit. We didn't even tune the launch control. All we did was rolling anti-lag yesterday on the dyno, and it was already towards the end of the day. Let's see if we can break the tires loose and have some fun. We just got to the first area of Mexico that's a little desolate. That was fun. First time launch with Stav in the car. That sound is beautiful. Anything that was wrong with that was purely on me. not the car, but that sounded great and that felt great. I think I need to get some better tires. What'd you think?
Not bad for a 1.8T, honestly.
And there's nothing wrong with the 1.8T, let me tell you. Are you seriously gonna deny after going a ride with me right now and tell me that you don't like the way this car sounds and feels and spools and picks up power and builds boost? Are you telling me you don't like that at all? As we're accelerating?
Are you gonna put the gas pedal?
You can play it cool all you want and try to hold your face and try to fake it, but you're telling me you don't like it. Oh man, guys, we have a hater on board. We have a hater.
I'm not hating. Honestly, I like the car, that it's a wide body. I just hate that it's not fast.
So he's, you know, technically he's right, guys. You know, we made only 754 wheel horsepower and we dumbed it down so I can take delivery of the car, drive it, and figure what's going on. So technically the car has 650-ish and change to the wheels now as we're driving it around. So technically he's right. But the caveat to that is I want more power. We're gonna need more fueling. So the motor is built to handle, I believe, with everything that we spec'd out, upwards of 850 to 950 wheel horsepower. I think even with the stock cams, with the right amount of fuel and the 85, we can make some great power. And I don't want to upgrade cams, but that's the one thing on the motor that I haven't done yet, is cams. Still factory Volkswagen 24-valve VR6 cams in there with a fully built motor.
You can always upgrade to a 12-valve. But you don't want to go that fast. You don't want to set your records, I understand.
I mean, listen, 12 valves are only fast on the back of a AAA flatbed, so.
Yeah, interesting story.
What do you got to say about that?
Nothing. How fast is this car going in the corner?
I haven't. Wow.
Dyno green.
So guys, so far the car sounds great, it feels great. I hope you guys liked the little launch control video that we did for you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. For those two that won, congratulations on the contest winners. We posted that on our Instagram and our Facebook. So the car wash kit winner is announced on there, and also the t-shirt contest for someone who's gonna guess the right amount of power that the 24 valve was gonna make its first time on the 85. So those are out. And again, guys, thank you for everything with us. Now, we wouldn't be able to do any of the giveaways that we're able to do without you guys. So we thank you guys for the participation. It was 150, 140 comments on the Instagram post, over 50 or 60 on the Facebook post, and you guys were tagging your friends, telling them what you were going to use the wash kit on.
And thank you to AAA for always making sure George gets home safe. You don't want to thank him? You're the only guy I know that knows a AAA driver by like his middle name.
So guys, thank you again for all the support, guys. A lot more content coming our way. We got Stavros' car that's coming up that we're going to be hitting the dyno. We got some small little things that we were working on with his car. He developed an oil leak on the back timing cover, so we fixed that. He's still got to go and fine tune it. He's going to take it to the tuner in Vegas and get it sorted out. There's a lot of things that we got. RS3, guys, for those of you guys asking for the RS3 content, the RS3 is technically broken. She drives, but I got a trans error that keeps coming up, so we believe that the clutches are pretty much shot, or that the mechatronic unit, that's a small hydraulic pump, I'll post a picture of it here above so you guys can see what it is. It's a hydraulic pump controller on the inside of the transmission, and it controls, I guess, clutch pressure and also the rear wheels. So we think it might be a seal on there or clutches. We'll be digging into the RS3 this time next week. We're putting the RS3 in the garage, gonna pop it up on jack stands, and then we're gonna pop open the bottom seal on the trans and check out the mech unit. If it's just the mech unit, then we'll run the clutches as is, but I'm pretty sure the clutches got to get changed out. We'll be upgrading those as well by pulling the trans. So anyway, guys, we appreciate everything, guys. Thank you guys so much. And we hope you like the surprise. Again, the wide body, everyone thought I sold it months ago. I ended up pulling a little joke, a little prank on everybody by saying I was picking up a supercar. Ended up having the wide body. And then yesterday we posted a video of saying that it broke on the dyno, and you know we made 754 wheel horsepower and the car's running because I'm driving the car right now.
What you guys don't see is on top of a AAA flatbed right now.
Yeah, and all this is playing by stereo on the radio.
This is the Alpine stereo in the car.
Hold on, let me turn the volume up. Guys, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us to doing giveaways for you guys. It gives us more leveraging power when we deal with outside companies who want to give us stuff to give away for you guys. So if you can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.